Marvel Rivals should win Game of the Year. I know that sounds crazy because it's a multiplayer game, it's a free-to-play game, it's a hero shooter, and it's not like the traditional cinematic 40-hour-long games that are all nominated. I'm just saying, if Overwatch won it all the way back in 2016, then Marvel Rivals should get that same respect, if not even more. And today, I'm gonna break that down. So before you kill me, make sure you make it to the end of the video because I'm gonna ask you your thoughts and opinions on it. But before we begin, I wanna thank everybody for their support on my recent videos. I'm close to hitting 2,000 subscribers, so if you like Marvel Rivals content like this, please hit a sub. Let's get into it. Let's start here. Overwatch has already proved that a multiplayer hero shooter can win Game of the Year. Before that, Game of the Year was basically just a parade of single player story games, emotional arcs, cinematic cutscenes, great game scores, all that. And then Blizzard walked in with a pure multiplayer game, team-based shooter, and swept the awards all the way back in 2016. Overwatch winning wasn't accidental. That was the moment that the Game of the Year awards admitted that gameplay matters, community impact matters, culture matters, and fun is actually a valid category. That win opened that door forever, and if you want to be consistent, if you want to hold to the same standard, then Marvel Rivals deserves to walk through that door in 2025. But let's be real for a second. Game of the Year has a clear bias. Every year, it's the same vibe, a big budget action game, a dramatic music, somebody grieving. And again, that's cool. I love playing those games. I'm not saying that those games are bad, but at a certain point, you're not rewarding the best game anymore. You're rewarding the same genre template over and over and over again. Game of the Year doesn't really reflect what most people actually play daily. Fortnite, Valorant, League of Legends, Roblox, Minecraft, these are the titles that define culture, not dramatic cutscenes. But here's where Marvel Rivals is special. It doesn't fit the template. It forces Game of the Year to actually evaluate game design. It represents millions of players who don't care about forced emotional arcs. It puts mechanics, teamwork, and replayability at the forefront. So when people say Rivals can't win Game of the Year because it's not a story game or it's a multiplayer game, that's exactly why it should win. It challenges Game of the Year, that award, to actually mean something going forward. Companies want to win Game of the Year. So when you put a game like Marvel Rivals as the winner, it challenges all the other companies to think outside the box so that they don't just come out with the same single player copy and paste from the past, which in turn is better for gaming in general, because a long time before Marvel Rivals, the gaming scene was very dry. There wasn't that many good games coming out. Marvel Rivals came out and it swept the nation, but that's only one piece of why I think that it should win Game of the Year. Let's talk about impact. What does Game of the Year really mean to a player, not a critic? For me, it's the game that you wake up excited to play. It's the game that when you're at school or you're at work, you can't wait to finish to come home and play. It's the game where your timeline is full of clips, memes, ridiculous plays, arguments about who needs a nerf or what's in the meta. That's the type of game that has a crazy amount of impact. In my opinion, single player games have one hype window. When they drop and everybody finishes them in a weekend, reviews come out, people move on. A great live service games creates months of culture. We're talking about just the cultural aspect here. And Marvel Rivals have done that from day one. Constant dev communication, balanced patches that are based on actual player feedback, creators getting credit inside the game. The best, and I can speak from experience, the best creator incentive program in any live service that I've ever seen. New cosmetics that come from the community, come from the comics, not just from their own imagination. Actual memes, actual meta discussions, actual hype every season. That's what Overwatch had back in 2016, in 2017, 2018, if you really played Overwatch in the prime era. And right now, Rivals has that same energy. If Game of the Year is supposed to represent the community experience, then Rivals wins that category by a long shot. But if you're still not convinced, let me keep going. Let's talk about the work, because this is where the argument gets insane. Let's look at what Marvel Rivals has done in just this 1 year. 12 new characters, 13 new maps, a fully fleshed out PvE game mode, something that Overwatch promised and they never delivered. Just saying. Just saying. Over 100 plus new cosmetics, seasonal events, balance updates, new team ups, community challenges, story hooks, and patches that drop fast when the community hates something. That's one of the best things that NetEase are doing right now. So if we're judging Game of the Year by what did the team do in this year, Marvel Rivals has done more in 10 months than Overwatch has done in 10 years. And it's not a diss, it's just facts. Overwatch went 3 years between heroes. 3 years between heroes. Rivals is dropping a new hero faster than Overwatch can actually tweet about theirs. So when we talk about best game of the year, you have to look at the actual year, not just the marketing, not just the trailer, not just the prestige, not just the reviews. right? Here's the part that nobody sees yet. Marvel Rivals isn't just a game, it's the future of gaming. Now, you guys are gonna say, oh, he's glazing, Guang Guang paid him, this, that, and the other. Like, listen, hear me out. Gaming is moving toward an ecosystem, not a one and done release. Fortnite proved this. Rivals is doing that inside the hero shooter genre, something that nobody has ever had the IP power to pull off. This is only gonna get amplified when the new Marvel movies and TV shows and comics are rolling out and they start doing collabs, just like they did with the Fantastic Four skins, but with those skins, and they came out around the same time as the movie and they went crazy. Everybody had a Fantastic Four skin on. So here's what I'm trying to say. If Overwatch won Game of the Year, Marvel Rivals deserves the same recognition. Not just because it's fun, but because it's done so much for the hero shooter genre in 1 year than Overwatch did in a whole decade. And Overwatch won Game of the Year, not just because it has content, but because it represents the community, and not just because it's different, but because it challenges Game of the Year to actively evolve past the same 3 emotional single player games every single year that we see. Marvel Rivals has the content, the momentum, the support, the culture, the community, the IP potential, and the future model and output to back it up. So yeah, that's my pitch. If Game of the Year is honest about what Game of the Year actually means, the game that defined our year, then Marvel Rivals deserves to win it all. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and of course, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do.
I'm first.
That's me.
Poor creatures. Namor should be ashamed.
I am straight to the wrath of Asgard.
Another fearsome foe.
I'm his half. Really low, really low.
Be wary of this location, friends.
I'm first on the right.
I am barely wounded.
Another fearsome
Iron Fist on our
foe.
supports, he's half already.
We could hit him first. Let me guess. You're Namor's friends?
Invis really low, Invis really
That's
low.
next ult.
Oh, she popped ult.
I require healing.
Oh, I didn't know you were. Sorry. I keep doing that with you. No, I should use yours as a support. No more?
They're behind us. We fight for the wrath of Asgard. Behold the god of thunder!
Magnum bubble. Hook and dagger on the point.
I'm about to push Megan. Pushing Megan. Mag pushed.
Double kill. That's 3.
Isn't magnetic.
The area is almost yours. I'm
That's
bucking
TPing, I
Jeff.
don't know.
Awaken the rage of battle. Alas, my
Beacon's up.
awaken the rage of battle.
A little help, please.
Nice, GG boys.
Huge. GG's.